Hi everyone, Mary Alice with Change Your Aim, Change Your Life, and I'm here with another video for you. And I want to thank everybody because I love the requests that I've gotten from people. Pardon me. Some of the requests are very similar, and some of the requests are things I've covered in previous videos. If you go to Mary Alice Mentor, all one word, Mary Alice Mentor. If you put that in the search box on YouTube, then my video should come up for you. But I'll go over some things too. But there's some really neat information that I pass on to you there too. So some of the requests have been about how to love yourself, how to appreciate yourself, how to feel good about how you look and accept yourself, how to be assertive in a healthy way, how to think differently and more positively, and express ourselves more positively. And that I love to talk about because science now knows, and we actually, for thousands of years we've known this, but for some reason people don't take it seriously until science says so. But they know now because they can see in the brain, they can see the neural synapses take place. And the words that we say, the words we tell ourselves every day, the way we speak, these things create a huge impact within us and around us and in our life. We are all energy. We are all energy. If you were to look at your hand, it looks solid. If you put 40 times on there, you begin to see more space. If you even magnify that further, you'd see more and more space, almost like you can see through your hand. Everything is energy, and everything is held together. And I know in the New Testament it says, in him all things are held together, and that's so true. The great divine God holds everything together. Even my mind sometimes, because sometimes I feel like I'll lose it and I go, no, hold it together. So I kid. I'm sorry about the lighting. It's a little weird. Today's, it's been like a little bit sunny and then cloudy and sunny and cloudy. So, and where I live, it's so dark in here. It's just a very dark townhouse. So it's hard to find a bright place to sit and just have good lighting. So I'm kind of jerry-rigging some lighting around me, so sorry about that. And I'm holding myself up. Oh well, you do what you gotta do, right? Right. So, back to thinking. Let me see if I could do this in segments because it's very important. I will start with this information right now, and then I will continue this subject, okay? But our thinking comes from our subconscious, and we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts that bubble up inside us every single day. And they make us feel a certain way, they make us think a certain way. A lot of it's just habitual, and because it's subconscious, you don't realize it. But if you stop and you think how you feel, you could probably have a good indication of thoughts that are coming up inside you. If you feel anxious, if you feel rushed, if you feel inadequate, if you feel like you don't measure up, if you feel embarrassed, there are a lot of feelings that we have that might not register consciously, but they register anyway within us, and then we will act and speak and even project those things outwardly. Our words are very, very important in how we express ourselves. They've proven that too scientifically. We've known it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, how important it is in the way we speak to ourselves. Now, my motto, live on purpose and not by default. And most of us live by default. 95% of every human being lives by default. Only 5% is conscious throughout the day. Now, if you can master this, if you can understand where your thoughts come from, if you can take time to stop and just be silent and breathe and just take a minute to, some people call it meditation, some people call it just being still and mindful. It's not praying. Praying is talking. It's talking and requesting and talking. Meditating is just more being still and listening. It's listening to yourself. It's listening to what might be coming to you as an answer if you've been praying for an answer for something, or your intuition is telling you something very strong, intuitive. Things will come up for us when we just be still and listen. That's a whole other subject I want to go to, but I talk about that in the workshops. There's so much information that the videos I share are good information, but I go much deeper in the workshop, and even much deeper than what I share in the book too. The book will be coming out soon. Well, it's supposed to be soon, but now the publishers have anyway, it's just things I have to deal with and edit and things like that. So it's just taking a little longer, but it's going to be out. It's called Shatter, Shame, and Shine. And I'll give you more information. I won't say much more about it because it keeps getting pushed back a little bit. So, pardon me. Okay, so when we're young and we have a difficult upbringing, we have abuse issues, sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, being ignored, perhaps a trauma of losing a parent at a young age, or even losing a pet. Or pain of some kind. I mean, maybe suffering severe pain physically and having to go to the hospital and be separated from your parents for a while. And those are all very traumatic. I mean, they really affect the psyche a lot for a child. And they know now more so than ever, again, because of the research that's been done. So as little kids, we get hurt, we get damaged, we get abused, we get kicked around. Again, sexually, verbally, horrendous things occur. I've heard stories that just break my heart over and over and over again. And yet these people, the women, are just remarkable, remarkable heroes. They want to move forward and live a better life, and they want to get rid of the hauntings of their past. And that's kind of what it is, because we're not living our past. I mean, it's not happening, and yet we recreate it because, again, it's habitual. It's been embedded in us because of the coping mechanisms we've had to come up with to deal with life under those circumstances. Those coping mechanisms were very helpful back then. This is my work, and this is what I have come up with, is about how when we develop these coping mechanisms to deal with these issues in life as children, because it's survival mode, what happens is they get embedded, they become a part of our personality in a way. And then we grow up and they get more embedded, and we habitualize the reactions and responses and whatnot. And then we tell people, that's just who I am. That's just me. That's just who I am. And I would say probably partly you're in there, but a good part probably is masked by the coping mechanisms. So people don't come in the world to be shy, to be angry, to be addicted, to be mean, or to be super, codependent, or, we don't come in the world and grow up and want to be those things. Those things occur because they erupt and grow from our coping mechanisms. And the basis of that is the shame. Okay? We get ashamed. Children feel shame, and they don't know why. It was given to them. They have no reason to feel ashamed for what has happened to them. But they grow up and they feel shame. And they feel ashamed of the shame, so they keep burying it. So the shame is really the basis for a lot of pain in life and suffering and mental torment that we give ourselves, and depression and anxiety and even certain mental illnesses. It doesn't have to be there. It wreaks havoc, and we can get rid of it, and that's the great part. And that's where the thinking comes in. So this is all I'm going to say for now. I will do the next video about how to restructure some of that thinking so that all the bubbling up of these, 67,000 thoughts a day, which are mostly subconscious, affect us, and we can grab hold of that and control. We can be mindful of what we're thinking about. And it takes practice, but it can be done. And then there are steps from there to help us reframe and rethink some of the thoughts that we have. A lot of our health issues have to do with our past. It's trapped emotions inside us, and it wreaks havoc on our bodies and creates illnesses. We already know that. We know that. So probably they say now up to 89 to 90% of illnesses are trapped emotional issues. They're not necessarily diseases that just happen to us. They are created from a lot of stuff inside us, and then you add on to it not eating well, and then the stresses that we have in our bodies. So it continues. What I share is it is layered. Okay, it's very layered, and it's worth understanding because it can really change your life. It really can. So, okay, that's it for now. I know this is long. People want shorter videos, but it's very hard to explain these very important issues in short segments because I really care about what you know. I care about how you think. I care about what you feel. And I care mostly that you change and enjoy your life and be happy and have the tools to do that. So that's why my videos are a little more lengthy. So I'll try to be better at that. Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Have a great, great day. Blessings.